Hey guys, welcome back to Through the Screen. I'm Charlotte.
I'm Erika.
I'm Emily.
We hope you've been enjoying our episodes so far and liking, commenting, and sharing with your friends. If you've missed any of them, head on over to our channel and watch, and if you're not already, be sure to subscribe while you're there. This week we'll be discussing a very important animal issue, so be sure to stick around and follow us once again as we join together via Skype to bring you conversations through the screen.
This episode, we will be discussing the cruelties behind horse racing and why you should avoid this so-called sport. We will also be bringing you a heartwarming story about a family of animal lovers that stumbled upon a miracle. How actress Emma Watson used a major fundraising event to show that she's helping the planet. Sharing some of the best natural oils for your skin and what they do. And finally, sharing our thoughts on this week's episode of Dancing with the Stars. First up, horse racing.
So this week's topic is one that is extremely important and relevant, especially this week. This Saturday, May 7th, marks the 142nd annual Kentucky Derby, a horse race that is considered the most popular 2-minute sport of its kind in North America. It draws in celebrities and royalty from all around the world and is known for large hats and gambling. However, truth is that these racehorses are victims of multi-billion-dollar industry that punishes both winners and losers. And it is filled with abuse, drugs, injuries, and fixed races, among other things. So we just wanted to give you a brief overview of what these animals are subjected to and why it's important not to support events like the Kentucky Derby, which will take place all around the world.
So I actually had a recent experience with this topic that really made me kind of think about the way our society, I guess, trivializes certain events and actions. So the other day while I was sitting in class, I overheard two of my classmates discussing a party that was Kentucky Derby themed, where they would just like wear big floppy hats and to kind of fit in with that old-fashioned socialite image from back in the day. And it really reminded me how sometimes we kind of, how little we think about what it is we're celebrating or what it is that we're contributing to. And ultimately, we just like opportunities to dress up, go out, drink, and socialize. And I feel like that is a big part of an event like the Kentucky Derby. And I don't want to go too much into the generational shifts of it because I know that's something that Charlotte wanted to discuss. But I use it as a point to show kind of how, with something like this, people can really easily be blinded to what the so-called sport actually is, because we hear so much about the Kentucky Derby and getting ready for the Kentucky Derby, but a lot of people don't really see the background of it. So horse racing is actually an extremely inhumane activity that takes a huge toll on the bodies of the horses that are forced to run. Generally, these creatures weigh over 1,000 pounds, and yet they have ankles similar to humans. So it's no surprise that the constant strain on their body often leads to serious injuries. And the sad reality is that a racehorse that isn't able to walk, or more importantly to run, is essentially useless and very expensive to treat. So oftentimes the horses that break bones or are injured during a race are either euthanized almost immediately or sold to slaughter at auctions. And those that are auctioned off are usually shipped with very little care on their journey, as always, to slaughterhouses in Canada, Mexico, or Japan, where they are often made into glue or dog food, or sold as a delicacy in France or Japan. And not only are horses subjected to injuries on the track, but they are also a lot of the time given drugs that are usually illegal, such as drugs similar to ecstasy or others, to help them run stronger and faster or to cover up pain and inflammation from an injury. So ultimately, to me, it's just very frustrating that there's still a sport that takes bets on animal cruelty, and I just really hope that people start to see that horse racing from other aspects rather than just a way to kind of socialize and gamble.
So for me, I grew up around Suffolk Downs, which, if many of you have never seen the movie Seabiscuit, I guess it's a big part of the movie. Suffolk Downs is where he actually wins the Triple Crown or something like that, I guess, from something that I've seen. And I know there's a statue of him up around there. But unfortunately, Suffolk Downs recently has closed because the funding for the horse racing track was just not there anymore. Uh, it's similar to, I actually work right across the street from an old Greyhound racing track that has also been closed for some time now. So it just kind of shows how these types of buildings and land, they were once like essential parts of, communities and, where people went to socialize, and now they're abandoned buildings. So it's kind of sad to think about, but again, what can you do? That's how things change and grow. Like, people get educated more and more on it. Um, the odds of finding a horse that's gonna win a Triple Crown are slim to none. So, it's just people gave up on the practice, or they took it other places. So it's just not really something that's big and popular around here anymore. But say like the 1920s, it was probably the thing to do around here. There, like I said, communities were built on these types of horse racing, establishments that people would, kind of just shut up shop and gamble all day long, or, things like that. So it's just really kind of changed in different aspects, whereas, like the 1500s, it was, chariots and, Roman Empire, it always seems like horses were always involved in every type of aspect of kind of amusement,
Even in war, too.
Yeah, exactly. In war, horses were used all the time in war, so it's kind of like, I feel like people, I mean, if you really think about it, if cars were never invented, we'd all probably still be riding horses.
Probably.
So, I mean, it's just kind of crazy to think about that. So, but yeah, it just goes to show you how it changes through years and evolves, and how people, when they get educated on things, they don't really necessarily want to, root for that. But I do. I feel like the Kentucky Derby, especially, is very socialite and very who's who, and
Yeah.
I was here this day, like types of things like that.
That's what it's about.
Yeah, that's really how I feel. It's not about the actual, like, most of those people that go to that probably don't even know how to bet on a horse, or have ever bet on a horse a day in their life, or are educated on anything that has to do with the race at all. So it's kind of,
Yeah, that's the sad thing.
whereas back in the day, that was probably like the thing to know. You know what I mean? Like, you didn't go to the horse race without knowing who you were going to bet on, and what it was all about, and that type of thing. So
I mean, I feel like it's two-sided. Like, when you were actually, like, consciously betting on, I mean, that's obviously bad, but I feel like it's almost worse now to go and to be somebody and not know what you're contributing to. I think both sides. I think it's really bad, but.
So what you can do to help end the cruelty is you can support PETA and their efforts to ensure that the racing regulations are reformed and enforced. While horse racing can never be entirely safe for the animals, a zero-tolerance drug policy, turf, grass tracks only, a ban on whipping, competitive racing only their third birthdays, and other reforms would make a world of difference in the horses. So if you guys want to know more about this, we'll link it all down below, and we encourage you to research as well.
This week, our story is of a little dog named Faith found in a cage in Ankara, Turkey. She was the smallest of four puppies. Her three counterparts didn't survive because the dogs had been so malnourished. An American family volunteering in the shelter found Faith one day in her cage and decided to rescue her so that she could pass in a more humane way rather than in a cage in a corner. This shelter, which houses over 4,000 dogs, doesn't euthanize, and it's almost impossible for them to make sure all 20 dogs in every cage eat. But having a family take care of you and take you and care for you was all that little Faith needed to pull through and surprise everyone, not one more than her adoptive family, who, when they returned to the U.S., brought their new family member with them. I encourage everyone to watch this video, which will be posted down below, because it truly shows the horror and courage that little Faith had to survive, because looking at the photo at the end, you would never know that the history of this beautiful dog. Have we ever told you that we love Emma Watson? Well, we do for so many reasons. She is an amazing actress, a goodwill ambassador for women's rights and equality, and now she also adds environmentalist to her reputation. This past weekend, she donned a dress made of recycled plastic bottles to the Met Gala dinner in New York City, stating that when creativity and fashion combine, we can come up with new and inventive ways of saving the planet. Way to go, Emma. Way to go.
This week, for our vegan product segment, we wanted to share some natural oils that are amazing for your skin and how they work. Whether you're in need of something for anti-aging, moisturizing, problem solving, or repairing, there's a natural oil just for you. So what are these magic remedies?
So, the first category of skincare is anti-aging, and it includes argan oil, which is rich in vitamin E and essential fatty acids, acai oil, rich in antioxidants to protect the skin, flaxseed oil, which softens the skin while providing essential fatty acids, and sea buckthorn oil, rich in omega-3, 6, 7, and 9 oils. Another category is problem solving, which could come in handy for pretty much anyone. And here you will find tea tree oil with antiseptic properties to reduce acne, rose hip seed oil, rich in essential fatty acids and vitamin A to reduce scarring, grapeseed oil, which regulates oily skin and contains vitamin C for brightness, and finally peppermint oil to reduce redness with anti-inflammatory properties.
The second category of skincare is moisturizing. These four oils each have their own special blends of anti-aging built right in. They include olive oil, which is rich in vitamins A and E. This helps repair and renew skin. Coconut oil, which helps reduce bacteria on the skin. Brazil nut oil, which include high selenium content, which offers strong antioxidant properties. Finally, avocado oil, which is rich in vitamins, fatty acids, and antioxidants, especially vitamin D.
Final category of skincare is calming and repairing, and that includes chamomile oil with anti-inflammatory and antiseptic properties to fight infection, blackcurrant oil, rich in fatty acids and anti-inflammatory properties, evening primrose oil, great for treating eczema, and carrot seed oil, rich in vitamin A and beta-carotene to normalize the skin. So we'll link the article down below so you can find the perfect treatment for your skin. And let us know if you tried any of these and what you guys think.
So this week's Dancing with the Stars was Icons Night. It was a jam-packed night because our stars not only had to learn their individual dances, but a group dance of men versus women featuring medleys of iconic male and female performers James Brown and Beyonce. To top it off, this week was also a double elimination. So what did we think of the individual and group dances, as well as who was sent home?
Well, for me, I was absolutely thrilled to see Gingerbread Val's dance. I absolutely loved it. I was so excited. I was so happy for them. I was ecstatic when they got the perfect score. And then Paige and Mark came out, and I was like, oh my god, that was definitely the best dance of the night. So I was really impressed with those two dances for me. So yeah, so the team dances, which were one was Team Beyonce and the other was Team James Brown. I was really impressed with both of them. I kind of like Beyonce's a little bit more, but I guess I was wrong because, yeah. So. That was my take on it, I guess.
I didn't like any of the dances. I was very disappointed. I guess maybe Latin isn't my dance type. That was probably it. But they're all talented. Don't get me wrong. Like, I love Niall every week. I root for him, so he was good. But I didn't like the dance. But I did like one dance. But it wasn't one of the performers. It was one of the professionals. That's a little bit of a problem, but yeah. I don't think Latin's my type, so that's probably why I don't like any of the dances. But
well, I mean, Latin wasn't the theme, but a few of them did Latin dances. But
you just don't like anything that you consider sexy, which is basically like if they're touching.
No. If they're like grinding all up on each other and they don't have like much clothes on. Put your clothes on before you put your ass on his thing.
That's like the dancer's body. That's a whole dancer's thing. And so you accent the entire body so you see the movement.
But what was that little red dress with the feathers and like, oh.
That's probably like a common dance outfit.
No, but some of them, I agree, are a little ridiculous. But like most of them are just to accent like the body and to show like the different movements in the dance.
Speaking of this is a perfect segue into Sharna's wardrobe malfunction. That was very interesting.
That was.
They had to like blur out her whole like ending of the dance and talking with the judges and they had to tell Tom to tell her to pull her dress up, which I'm sure she was really embarrassed about, but yeah, that was definitely interesting.
I know, I couldn't figure out why at the end of the dance they went to the top where it said Dancing with the Stars, and I'm like, was that like a camera error or what's going on? And then they go over to like the thing where they get their scores and they start talking and like their critiques from the judges and they're standing there and they're showing the judges and they're showing all this other stuff but they're not showing them and I'm like, why are they not showing them? And then all of a sudden Tom's like, I'm sorry, but yeah, this is just pull your stairs, yeah. And he like walks over and he like stands in front of her and he's like telling her to pull her shirt up. He's facing the camera and she's behind him and she's like, oh my god, and she like, pulls her thing up. But I mean, I literally did not see a damn thing. Not that I was like trying to see, but I didn't see like anything.
I'm wondering if what you saw was different than mine, since I was on the West Coast. Because they showed her throughout the whole time of the judging thing. They showed her, but they just had a blur.
Really?
Yeah, so I wonder if what I saw was different from what you saw.
No, because I watched the DVR, so whatever I saw was probably the same as what you saw. So maybe the East Coast, like the actual East Coast. Well, no, because I DVR'd it,
right.
So I recorded it from the East Coast viewing, so I don't know.
Yeah. But anyways, I'm sure she was definitely embarrassed by that, but I mean, I guess things like that do happen. But I just thought it was interesting since you guys were talking about practically wearing no clothes and then this happened, so.
It's not the first time that there's been a wardrobe malfunction on that show either. There's been multiple ones in multiple seasons. Like, the very first season, Kelly Monaco won. Her dress broke. She, like, finished her dance like this. Holding her dress up.
That's a trooper right there. Yeah, but I mean, I liked a few of the dances. I thought, like with Jodie and Keo, I thought it was a nice way to start off the show. I still think that she's had a lot of growth throughout this season. You can definitely tell the confidence when she dances, which I think is really great. I liked Niall and PETA's dance. I think it was really elegant. I still think it's so weird that this is the second time that the judges have made a mistake, and both times it's been with Niall, which is very strange, but...
I feel like it's happened multiple times this season, not just like twice. I feel like it's having more than that, and it's really annoying.
It is, because you're expecting something different, and then they say, "Oh no, never."
Remember the number you just wrote down?
Yeah, and he was so convinced that he wrote down a 10. I'm like, how do you not remember something you wrote down like 5 minutes ago? So I don't know. That was frustrating. I really liked Wanye and Lindsay's dance to Aretha Franklin. I thought the set and everything about him taking her on a date, I thought that was really cute. I really enjoyed it. It made me smile. Ginger and Val's dance was amazing. I love the mirrors. I think it was just like very beautiful and elegant, and I was really impressed. I actually haven't liked her dances lately, but this one I really, really liked, and I was happy that she got the first perfect score of the season. And then Paige and Mark came out, and I was just like blown away by that one. Like the cartwheels that they were doing over each other, I thought that was so cool. It was so much energy. So that one was probably my favorite of the night. I wasn't super impressed with the team dances. I liked the guys' dance better. I feel like the girls didn't have enough energy. Again, it's like a comparing thing, that you compare it to the artist. I didn't see the energy that I wanted. But they both did really well, I think, and I wasn't super shocked by the elimination. I was sad though, because again, Whitney is my favorite professional dancer, so I was sad to see her go, but I'm not surprised that Kim and Vaughn went home.
Me neither. I wasn't shocked by that either. And to be honest, I was kind of glad that those were the people that went home, because I was just like, I mean, there's a few others that I'm not going to be like too sad when they leave, but for the most part, like, I'm rooting for everybody who's still, going, because I mean, next week's semifinals, so
Yeah. So, as always, let us know your thoughts about this week's Dancing with the Stars and who you think will be in jeopardy down below, where we will also link the show's official YouTube page. And we'll, of course, return next week to review the semifinals of Dancing with the Stars, where the viewers will play a part in the judges' scores. So, we'll see you then.
This week, our song of the week is done by an artist we have already discussed on the show before, Demi Lovato. This week, we chose Stone Cold from her latest album, Confident. Stone Cold is a ballad about truly letting go of someone and wishing them the very best with someone else. It's a beautiful song that anyone can relate to who has loved and lost and watched that person move on before they did. This video is set in a bathtub and a mountaintop. I know how vastly different that sounds, right? Anyways, it's full of a lot of Demi belting out the lyrics with emotion and a sadness that touches you by the end of the video. So, ladies, what did we think of this song of the week?
It's my favorite song in the entire world. I listen to it every single day about 10 times, so I'm probably going to get sick of it soon. But I've been listening to a song called Oceans since 2013 every single day, and I haven't gotten sick of it. So let's hope this is the same routine, because I love it so much. And I love Demi Lovato, and I love the message, and her voice, I just love her. It just like makes me so happy. It's a good song, very good song, and she really hit the meaning, she hit the emotion. And I think that's so important in artists these days, and going there, like going to those places to connect really with their fans, because I don't know, it's just so different. Like if someone's going through kind of like the same thing, and then they hear the emotion put into it and the passion, it's helpful to some people. It helps me.
So obviously Erika is not a fan at all. So I really love this song. I was excited when it came out, because she had been teasing the video and everything for a while. So I was really looking forward to it, and I think it's really, really powerful, and it's kind of like a hymn, like the way the music is in the background. But her voice is just incredible. She can hit an amazing amount of notes. The video wasn't quite what I expected for the song, but I do think it is still powerful, especially the bathtub scene towards the end. I think is really, really powerful, because you can just see the emotion in her eyes and just like really feel it. But yeah, I've loved her songs recently. since she came back on the map. And I really enjoy this song.
For me, it was more. I heard this song a while ago because I downloaded the album when it first came out because she had promoted it so much, and I follow her on Twitter, so I figured I'd give her a try. And I instantly fell in love with this song. It was it's easily one of my favorites from the album. I know there's another one I really like too, but I haven't listened to it in quite some time. So when Erika actually suggested this song, I was like, that's perfect because it is a song I really do like and enjoy, and it really I connected with it the first time I heard it. So as always, we encourage you guys to give it a listen, download it for yourself on iTunes, or go to YouTube and watch the video, and at least that way you get to hear the track if you're not a fan of the video like me and Emily really weren't. We liked the ending, basically. That was it, but
I liked the video.
Okay, so
the non-fan.
Yeah, but so just look for the links down below and give it a try.
Okay, guys, that's our show. We hope you enjoyed this installment of Through the Screen. And if you did, be sure to like down below and also subscribe to the channel. We post new videos every week, and we always appreciate your feedback. Next week, we'll be discussing Dancing with the Stars, so be sure to join us. Until then, thanks for watching, stay informed, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.